following year. But this morning we will be joined on the Sugar City Morning Show by the Honorable Minister of Police, Honorable Elodio Aragon, who is the area representative for Orange Walk East as well. So in the program this morning, we'll be joined by the Honorable Minister right here to talk to us about the plans in Orange Walk East, about the registration, re-registration, how it went, and the continuation of the re-registration, and other plans and projects that the minister and his crew in Orange Walk East have to share with the general public. And as we are here this morning, we want to share as well with you the theme for this year's celebration, because many people, we need to know the theme so that when we are celebrating, or sometime your kids come from school and teacher will ask them to share the theme. So we want to share it with you this morning, and the theme for this year September celebration is Belize da Fui, now and forever 8867. Belize da Fui, now and forever 8867. So that's the theme for this year's celebration. If you need to use it and somehow you have forgotten the theme, then you can always reach us here at Norte Vision Channel 10, or you can call me at 600-5769 so that we can share it with you in your need, when you need to share it. So once again, we want to say good morning to you all out there, wherever you may be on this lovely, beautiful morning, this lovely, beautiful, beautiful day today. This morning, we want to send another greeting going out to Maria Darwin Abideli, also Alberto in San Jose. Comes to you from your mom, Araceli. And saludos, the high school. Oh, this is for the kids program. Okay. So we want to wish you all the best. But, you know, folks, we usually start with a prayer this morning. But what we'll be doing at this time, we will go over all the way to San Pedro, to Delvi this morning, for Delvi to lead us in a special prayer this morning. And apart from the prayer, Delvi will be sharing her poem, her Thursday morning poem, right here on Universal Radio 88.5 FM. So we'll be doing 2 in 1. You know, like they say sometimes they have double up, and so, well, this is not no double up, but Delvi will be doing 2 in 1 this morning, and Delvi will be giving us a special prayer, because it's not only when we are having hard times and tough times we should share prayer or listen to prayer. We should do that every day. And remember, we know the situation in Belize City right now. It's very tough. But Delvi will be giving us, sharing with us a special poem this morning. So we have Delvi online. Hello, good morning, Delvi.
Good morning, Mr. Techie, and good morning to everyone who's listening.
Yes, good morning. Good to hear from you today.
Yes, I know Tuesday was a bit, getting back into the school mode and everything, so.
I know. Yeah, I Tuesday was a little bit tough, because when school just starts, now when things get busy, right?
Yes, because, the kids are adjusting. We are adjusting after the vacation, so, but I'm here.
All right, so you feel like by the end of this week or by the end of next week, you have everything settled in, or settling already?
We're still in the settling process, hopefully by the ending of next week. Because some of the kids are in vacation mode still, so.
Yeah.
But so far, so good.
Yeah, when they're on vacation, they sleep a little bit longer. And like when time like this come, they don't want to get up out of them bed.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but Delvi, we want to ask you, since today is Thursday, we know that usually on Thursday you present your poem. But today we'd like to ask you to share a special prayer for our nation as well. Then we go into the poem.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Lord, I give you thanks above all things, Lord, for blessing us with the breath of life. Thank you for blessing us to be at home in this country, the country called Belize, Lord, and now more than ever we need your revival. We need your divine intervention, Lord, as crime and violence is being rampant. But I know, Lord, that you are looking, I know that you are seeing, and I know that you have something great planned for us. So I pray that you let your light shine upon each and every person that is listening, Let your light shine on the country of Belize, Lord, that you cleanse us the way that only you can. That you cleanse us the way that only you can, that all children and not their future generation may have a place of peace to call home. And as we go about this day, every person who is listening and those who are not listening, I pray your divine blessings upon them, that you guide them throughout the day, and that it be a little bit more of you in and through them, and a little less of ourselves. Because when we get in the way, Lord, a lot of mess happens. So I give you thanks, and I pray that you just be with us and just take divine control. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen, amen. I heard you mention about the persons that are not listening as well. But when it comes, what is the definition, Delvin, when it comes to a silent prayer? I hear persons talk and mention about silent prayer. What's the definition of a silent prayer?
Well, I would give you my interpretation of it. A silent prayer, you know, it's just you and God in your mind. You know, it is just you and God in your mind. You just say, you pray like to yourself, like in your heart, and you don't pray out loud. Like right now, I am praying, and it's not literally I'm a shout loud prayer or whisper. You know, a silent prayer is something on the inside. You know, it's between you and God, a heart-to-heart prayer. Then.
Okay, it's a personal connection.
A personal, yes.
Okay, because I always hear people mention about silent prayer. Let's do the silent prayer, or they try to encourage persons to do the silent prayer. Is a prayer different from, you say, okay, like I'm going somewhere today, I want to do something, I want to take one interview, I want to look for a job, or I'm going to meet somebody, or going on a trip and just say, man, I don't want to ask God, or just like you say that in your mind, I just want to ask God to make this thing work out for me. Is that a prayer, or that's asking?
That's like a little request.
Oh, okay.
You know, if you ask God to, yes, you make requests to God. You know, prayer would be like, you know, inviting Him in, and you make that connection through prayer. We do make requests to God, like, you know, Lord, please help me to get through this. You know, Lord, please make this job interview work out for me. Okay. That's like, you know, we're making a request to Him then.
Okay.
But when we pray, it's a connection.
How about when you know, put off no prayer, and something would happen? Let's say you're in an accident, but something happened, but nothing happened. You say, oh, thank God, nothing never happened.
It's a prayer?
No, like I said, let's say you're trying to get something done, right? But it has been difficult to get it done, and you get it done, or a fire pass, but you never burn your house, or you made an accident, or a tire bust by your car, but nothing never happened. And you say, oh, thank God, nothing never happened.
Oh, okay. Like that is just, you know, you're just, it's like a rush hour thing, and it happens to us a lot of times. I use the word rush hour because, you know, things happen unexpectedly. So when you look at the end and you realize, my gosh, all of that happened and nothing happened to me, thank God. So you just, you know, it's like a reaction thing. The first person you look at is like, thank God, cause, you know.
So it's like give thanks then.
Yes, just give thanks. Yes, just giving thanks to God.
Well, thank you very much, Delve, for those fine words. So now we will be, it's now, let's see, the time now is time for us to go into our poem for this Thursday morning, right here on the Sugar City Morning Show. And Delve is coming all the way from San Pedro La Isla Bonita this morning to share this special poem with us.
Okay, and this one, I won't call it coincidentally. Earlier, before I said the prayer, I said, you know, it's not only when we are in tough times that we should pray to God. And the poem that I had for this morning is when we're down in the valley. So when I heard you said that, I was like, what this poem is, you know, I touched that button there.
The connection is there.
Down in the valley. The connection is there. All right. It goes like this. It is in the tough times that God knows we are there with Him. When all is shimmer and shining, we cannot help but grin. We'd shout out to the world that God is good and his mercies endure forever. But when we lose our home and our marriage fall apart, then we pray next to never. It is down in the valleys that we get to see who we really are. When life is good and fame comes easy, one cannot help but feel like a superstar. All things fall into place without even opening our mouth to ask. God becomes the superstar then, without doubt, an easy task. But when we lose position and that dream job has been taken, at time we question, could I have been mistaken? Was God really with me? Why would things go wrong? Whether rich or poor, high or low, we all go through the same song. There's a season for all things, and none of us get to escape. 7 years of famine, 7 years of plenty. Joseph humbled himself and had faith. God never changes, but situations sometimes do. So when things get down and blurry, keep the faith. Cry a little, but don't let it change you.
Okay. You think God a Bexon or set apart, but God becomes a superstar because I know God that somebody don't like make them a big upper.
God loves praises. That's that's why in the Christian life, and I'm not saying this, people have to be perfect and things.
Yes.
It's a learning process every day, right? But praise and worship is a very big part of walking the Christian life. After every prophet that God walks with, there is always a period where they worship and praise him. He's the God of the universe. So he deserved the praise, he deserved the honor and the glory. But I use superstar there as, everybody, they flash up and think,
yes.
Hey, God is good, and then, when things go bad, I'm like, this correct? So, but it's faith, it's a process, and he doesn't exclude us even when we move in that direction, pick him up, then when things go bad, we forget that. He still wants us to come back to learn. That's
right.
Why, it's spirituality. We grow in a relationship with him.
Right.
We learn as we go along. Yes.
Yeah. Well, Delvi, thank you so much. But before we leave this morning, I would like to also mention to you, I know you deal with a lot of young people because you have your classes, right? But you see how this technology work. Some weeks ago, you were all the way in the U.S. and we could have communicated. Yes. I can do my live broadcast from the radio station at my home now. I don't really have to go to the radio station go do it. But you see, these technologies were created for doing good things. But some people,
yes.
they take the wrong route to it and use it for wrong things, man, So we just need to continue reminding the young people, the kids, the right way and the positive things that we can access by using the internet, right?
Yes, definitely.
Well, thank you so much, then, Delvi, and have yourself a wonderful day. And, with the kids, and do your best to settle down. And if the good Lord so will, then we'll hear from you again on Tuesday, all right?
Yes, thank you. Have a great day, too.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Delvi, right here. Folks, and earlier this morning we mentioned that we will be having the Minister of Police right here, and the area representative for Orange Walk East, and we will be discussing with him this morning how the re-registration gone in Orange Walk East, about the plans for Orange Walk East, what is coming up, what's the major setbacks, what the major forward in Orange Walk East. We will be talking to the minister right here this morning. So at this time, folks, my name is Robert Cheque Usher. It's 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. We take a break, and when we come back, we will be having the Honorable Elodio Aragon with us right here on the show.
Sign up today. Now available in Corozal. Coming soon to San Ignacio.
you have an 8-cylinder powerful engine disguised as an aluminum alloy that spins at 8,000 revolutions per minute.
Goes like this. You think it's a turbo?
No, with a cleaning of injectors and a change of oil, you will run more efficient, my friend.
For those who understand the engine like it talks to you, we speak machine. Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
These sunny days are here, and whether it's for a picnic or in your kitchen, you need the meat. Gillette's Meat Shop proudly offers a variety of juicy cuts such as processed meats, ham, bacon, salami, longanisa, and sugar cure ham, just to mention a few. Enjoy our meats in beef, pork, and mutton. So for that healthy cut your family enjoys, visit us at number 18 San Antonio Road in Orange Walk from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12:30 and 3 to 5 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Place your orders at 322-3486 or 322-2175 or even 610-4061. Send us an email at derekgillett31@gmail.com. Gillette's Meat Shop, fresh and processed meats.
Ay, qué rico.
Sign up today. Now available in Corozal. Coming soon to San Ignacio.
Six cylinders to pure potential and better performance.
It looks like it vibrates. You think it could be the horsepower?
With a quart of oil and the calibration of the injectors, it will start to get the watchers again on the street.
We take a motor to its optimal level. We speak machine. Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Freshly extracted local honey, perfect for today's dessert. And these locally produced onions, they are just the right size for my popular onion rings and hamburgers. And these cuts of sheep lamb, also grown locally, are just perfect for my succulent barbecue. When I think about my family's health, I buy local products first. After all, they are fresh and healthier. And if you do the same, you're shaping a brighter future for your community, your family, and yourself, as local spending circles back to you. Remember, when you buy local products, you are building a better Belize.
This message is proudly sponsored by the Food and Agriculture Organization, European Union, Ministry of Agriculture, and Belize Marketing and Development Corporation.
Why go anywhere else on vacation when an unforgettable experience awaits you right here in your own backyard? Explore Southern Belize, home to the Cacao Trail, the historically rich Maya, and our illustrious Southern heritage. Satisfy your sweet tooth with a cacao tour, relax by the river, or enjoy a basket weaving demonstration. Stop in for some delicious Southern food. Come and enjoy some good old-fashioned Southern hospitality. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best food products and the cleansing materials. This time, we give you a bigger size of La Costeña products like the mouth-watering fried beans and the pasta sauce. And surely for your clean laundry, we have the breathtaking aroma of Ensueño Max Suavitel. Even your visitors will ask what you clean your floors and restrooms with. And you can boast it is the variety of Pinol products and Sultan muriatic acid now in 900 milliliters. And much more for the best prices only at German Vega and Sons Imports. We serve you at number 5 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Town. You can even call us at 322-3625 or 322-2672. Or you can even send us a fax at 322-2571 or email us at germanvega@btl.net. German Vega and Sons Limited, because we care for you.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. It's 7:25, 25 minutes after 7 o'clock, folks. And as we mentioned earlier, as we came on the show this morning, we inform you that we'll be having the Honorable Minister of Police, Honorable Elodia Aragon, area representative for Orange Walk East. And we have the Minister here with us, so we will waste no time, but give a big welcome to the Minister. Good morning, sir, and welcome to the show.
Yes, well, good morning, Checky. It's always a pleasure being here. You know, and of course, I want to say good morning to our radio listeners and our TV viewers, wherever they are in this country. You know, I just want to thank them for tuning in to Channel 10. And it's a real pleasure to be here. You know, we get so tied up at times, Checky, that, you know, we have to find the time to come on. And that is why, you know, I've spoken to Morris and yourself here at the at the TV station. And I want to be here at least once a month to highlight and address the people of of Orange Walk district, and especially the nation, and not only that, but likewise the people of Orange Walk East that I serve, for them to be aware of all the things, all the great things that we are doing, not only here in our constituency, but of course to discuss some of the national issues that are affecting us, and to give us that political insight in terms of what is happening.
Right. Also, I understand that if persons are watching us on the television, which they are doing, they are watching us, but if they have to come out, they could tune into the East Radio and listen to it, because we have simulcasting on the East Radio also this morning. But Minister, you are a minister, you're a representative, public servant. How are you personally doing yourself and your family?
Well, good. I think we're okay, you know. My family is fine, you know. Everybody has their task to do, you know. My wife goes to teach, and my kids go to school. And of course, I'm up early in the morning, out and about at the East office and around the East, you know. But you know, so everybody's fine, and I hope that everybody out there, you know, they are fine as best as can be. And you know, today, you know, we just came here to the studio so we could touch on highlighting some of the great things that we are doing, especially in Orange Walk East.
Right. We talk about, I mentioned a little bit about public servant. Yesterday, a very prominent public servant was laid to rest yesterday. Yeah. Someone that is very known in the community. I have learned how aggressive she is. When we had to do some business along with her, she makes sure everything goes well. Your words to the family.
Yeah, well, you know, it's so sad, Checky, because you know we're talking about Solema, and I will tell you, you know, I knew her, and you know, she was a very vibrant person. And it's so sad. I still can't believe that Solema is no longer with us.
True.
You know, it is, you know, we knew her for the person she was, you know, and everything. And, you know, when I get that news, I tell you, I couldn't believe it. And even now, you know, a young, dynamic person like that is not with us again, you know. I just want to tell the family again, you know, my condolences and sympathies go out to them. I know it's a difficult thing, you know, but, you know, such is life. I don't know. Only God knows what He does.
Only God knows,
you
man.
know, my condolences and sympathies are with the family, and you know, I hope God gives them the strength to carry on, you know.
All right, so let's get into a conversation this morning. Before we go with your agenda this morning, I want to ask you, how was the re-registration? Let's talk about Orange Walk East. How the re-registration went for Orange Walk East, and since it has closed on Friday, some people might believe that they cannot re-register again. And how important is it for someone to register?
Well, right now the re-registration process, Checky, is ongoing. First of all, I want people to know that it's ongoing. It's not like past re-registration process in terms of people going to the schools, etc. That is over. That finished on the 31st of August, no?
Right.
And so what is happening now is that everybody now, the election and boundaries have now reverted back to their main offices in the respective districts. In Orange Walk, it goes right back to where it was. And you can still register just like you could register any other day. You go there and you register in the office. So the re-registration process has not finished as yet. It is a continuous process, but the mass re-registration is over. You know, that allowed, so people don't have to stay too long in line. Right now, you have to go now to the election and boundaries office to register. So I invite everybody, if you have not registered as yet, please do so. It is important for people to register. It is this is not a political thing to say, well, you know what, this is something that you have to do because you're a Belizean. You have that right to vote. You want that right to be able to vote on election day and to cast your vote for the person you believe will do well for your community and country. And I think that it is important that every Belizean, once you're a Belizean, that you have that right, go and empower yourself. I ask people, go out and register. And of course, I ask politically, I ask my supporters, my UDP supporters across the constituency, if you have not registered, go out and register. It is important for us to do so. And I think, Checky, I will tell you that within the East right now, we have had the total percentage, we're above 60% right now, who have gone out and registered, you know.
How does it look for you on your side?
Well, I think that's good. I mean, countrywide, I'll tell you, within constituencies, we're about close to what, about 14 out of the 31 constituencies with the highest turnout. Okay. So that's not too bad. And I do know that people in Orange Walk are people who get very busy. People travel way to Belize to work, you know. People, you know, so they have to find the time. And I'm confident that as we progress within the next month or so, our numbers will go up, you know. But I'm asking people to come out and re-register.
Yeah. I see that Mr. Denny set up a lead office in a central. I believe Honorable Gaspar Vega has some days that he attends to persons. But we know you have an office in Orange Walk East. That office, what kind of service is being offered at that office? And is it only for people from Orange Walk East, or UDPs can go there to ask questions and try to get some situation worked out?
Well, Checky, the East office, you know, from the first day I got into politics, like I've always told people, this is a commitment I make to the people of the Orange Walk East division, no, the constituency. From the day I got in, I decided I was going to run. The first thing I did was to work on to see how I will get an office up and running to service in terms of looking at a place where people from the East can go. We've had that office open ever since. It has not closed, and it's been there. And I will tell you the truth, we get people from all over the constituency. Everybody, a lot of people come there. The reality, Checky, is that office, I opened it because I wanted to assist the people of Orange Walk East. And it is mainly for people of the Orange Walk East division. Yes, now and then we get other people come in, but the reality, Checky, is that I cannot solve the problems of the entire district on my own in terms of everybody personal issue. That is why people have their respective representatives or standard bearers. But definitely my office is open. I try to do my best. If I could help people, I do. And especially our UDPs, you know, but I am there. That office has been established with the purpose to serving the people of Orange Walk East. And that is what I do on a day-to-day basis there. The staff that I have, that are what they are there for. And we do a lot. We really help a lot of people through that office. No two ways about it. That is where we base our operations in terms of our planning and everything that we do starts there at the East Office.
Good, good. Minister, yesterday, I know we have the ministry taking care of this situation, the emergency areas in Belize City. These things are happening in Belize City from long ago. It never started just in the UDP term. But you know the opposition are blaming the current government for everything that is happening. And not only in that, but everything that goes. I know we have this UHS thing, but that have to be a show by itself.
Yeah, the UHS, right? UHS is a big issue in terms of, and a lot of people need to take time to understand that issue, to really understand what is the situation there, you know.
Yeah, I was talking to a lady, and this lady was saying that she was one of the recipients of when the Prime Minister and the government, the UDP government, had to redivert those funds. The lady says she feel good that she get a fund to fix up a house, but how the opposition, how like one time I believe it was Francis that spoke in the house saying that this bill was paid already. Mr. Barrow, it's a UDP. I think you were present in the house when he spoke. Yes. He's saying that it's the UDP. Mr. Barrow never take it from there, then we never may have this debt. So they are trying to make the people believe that, yes, they have nothing to do with it. They created it, but they settled it. And when the UDP government went in, because of Mr. Barrow and his way that he does things, he just can't pull it back, and now that put us at $90+ million.
Yeah, well, you know, all I have to say is that it is shame on the PUP, you know. The PUP, to me, now a disgrace in terms of what they did in the House. Then debated the matter, and then they just opted and walked out. They never stated to vote if they are in support or not for that bill to pay, you know. And I think that is spineless. That a coward. That is cowardice, you know. I mean, you know, you don't have the strength to stand there and defend the Belizean people. But this UHS thing, there's a lot that has to be discussed from where it started, etc. The bottom line of this thing is that, and people have to realize, I say if we sit down and discuss this, it's a long issue, but I will say this so far as to say that the Belizean people, I think, when they assembled in mass, not 1 week, but 2 weeks continuously, they went to the foothills of the National Assembly and stood there, not in hundreds, but in thousands of people.
Was that the same
unions, time? Everybody gone out there to tell Musa and the PUP administration at that time that they did not want this to happen in terms of Musa paying the UHS bill for a private company. They were taking government funds to cover one private company. And the Belizean people stood at the foothills of the National Assembly to fight that. And what Musa said, okay, he will not proceed. Right? The first time they gone, he had intention. The second time, he said that is when tear gas was flown, all kind of thing happened. I was out there, but at that time I was a law enforcement officer holding the line.
Never you threw the tear gas?
No, I never handled the tear gas. But I will tell you. So the whole thing was that Musa did not do it.
Okay.
But the kind of corruption in terms of who they are, Musa went right around without nobody knowing, secretly, and diverted funds. You know, one, he was the deceptive to the Venezuelans and to the Taiwanese in terms of funds coming to them for specific purposes. And that went into what you call the consolidated fund. Like if I give 20 million and say this is for the government, it has to go into the consolidated fund, but it is specific for these projects. Okay. Musa diverted that money and paid the UHS and did not take it to the House, which by law he should have, because only Parliament could approve the payment of such funds to whatever project or plan, whether it be to pay anything. It has to go to the House.
But why were these
diverted that and secretly lied to the Belizean people, and nobody know that what he had done. When it came out, that is when the party won, and then the party changed and said, no, the bank, how you are, that money can just be stolen, literally stolen out of the coffers of the Belizean people to pay for the UHS.
Was that some of the reason why some of the representative walked away from the PUP that time, and why were they so determined to pay that loan?
Well, I don't know. That you'd have to ask them yourselves. But I will tell you this: this whole debacle in terms of the UHS, I think that you know, what is shameful about the PUP, and then and they feel people are fools. They will stand up in the House and say this UHS step is a UDP thing. I mean, how ridiculous is that? You understand me?
Yep, yep.
What happened in the House in going to Parliament is what, by law, every sound government should do. It has to take things to Parliament,
Yeah.
and if Parliament decides that, listen, we don't have the funds, or at this point in time we can't pay, you know, then you have the right to vote how you feel.
Right.
You understand me? And that is the situation right now. You know what has transpired in the court? This is a long story, because you have to remember that if you have to chronicle it so people could understand this clearly. And I don't know if I wasn't prepared for that today, but we could maybe really plan one day to come and discuss that issue, because it is important for people to understand how things has manifested itself to where we are right now with this $95 million UHS step.
Yeah.
The sad thing about this, and the bottom line, this was done illegally. And secondly, the Belizean people have not gotten anything for this money. And the architects of this thing is the PUP. And I will tell you, more things will come to light, not with the UHS, but we have other things that right now where government have been taken to court, or are looking to be taken to court if we not settle certain things.
What?
And this has to do with the corruption of the PUP, contracts that they have given out, contracts that they have cancelled because they do their own thing. Some serious things out there that up to today, the Belizean people are still facing. And that is the bottom line, you know, You look at the PUP, they come out, and I don't know, I listen to them, I listen to Johnny Brisano, I listen to Musa. Musa of all has no face, has no shame. You look at that man, he in the right there like if he that one Sunday he drink coffee and eat a slice of bread there with style.
Everything bright and beautiful.
Bright and beautiful, and he there right there and he get up and say this and that, which they are not being truthful. If they are truthful, you will understand the whole idea how or why we are where we are and how we got there.
All right, Minister.
You know?
Somebody said, check, make the people know again, the PUP violated the Constitution, violated the law, they should go to jail. But the time now, Minister, is 90 minutes away from 8 o'clock, so I know you have your agenda, but what we'll do, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll go into your agenda. So, folks, stay tuned to the Sugar City Morning Show right here on North Television Channel 10, and the audio is live on the East Radio, so let's take a break, and we'll be back with the Minister.
Kenny Richards, and I'm representing Cellular Plus, where we provide sales for cell phones and cell phone servicing, and also TV repairs. We use the net a lot to download softwares and different programs for the servicing of our devices. We need something more reliable and stable. Previous internet that we've been using had a lot of droppage. Sometimes it was non-existent for a couple hours. We are a service-minded company, and we need to get our products out and servicing out as quick as possible. Now with the Diginet service, surfing the web looking for stuff for customers has improved our time and everything. Software downloads or software uploads, communicating with the customers and transferring large files, and improve our service on a wide spectrum of servicing that we provide. Anyone that's internet-based and service-driven, I would recommend Diginet to everyone in Belize.
Now available in Corozal. Coming soon to San Ignacio.
Motor 5.0, 4 válvulas por cilindro. Todos quisiéramos una. Como que no agarra, ¿no? Siento como que se le pega el balancín. Vamos a darte el aceite que te mereces. Vas a correr como rayo, preciosa.
Los que oímos más allá de las revoluciones, hablamos máquina. Roche-France, poniendo el mundo a funcionar.
Agente autorizado German Vega y Sons. Teléfono 322-3625. Roche-France.
The San Ignacio-Santa Elena Bypass Project is now complete. The transformation began in 2012, and now residents of the Twin Towns and visitors alike are enjoying the end result. Works include the full pavement of Lamalus Boulevard, along with 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage, LED lighting, and a roundabout at the entrance of Santa Elena. The Twin Towns now boast the longest and widest bridge in Belize, immune to flooding from the occasional rise in water levels of the McCall River. A bypass road was also built linking the new bridge to Joseph Andrews Drive, which was rehabilitated, as well as 1 mile of pavement, a median, and 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage. This was all done to the tune of $34.8 million. But that's not all. The project was extended due to savings from the successful execution and implementation of the initial scope of works. Now over 2 miles of additional roadworks will commence, including George Price Avenue, Liberty Avenue, and the George Price Highway between Three Flags and Hawksworth Bridge. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Everyone needs a getaway. Why not make it in your own backyard? Learn the history of your old capital. Or venture out on a road trip to experience the village life and be captivated by nature's wildlife, culture, and food. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Before we signed up for DigiNet, things at home were a bit...
Mom, I'm just having up the internet. Who's sick? Fix it.
chaotic when it came to the internet. But since we signed up for DigiNet, fiber optic internet for your home, everything has been going awesome. Everyone can be online at the same time, consistent and reliable speeds, no more fighting for internet. It's a mother's dream. It's so affordable. I got a 20 megabyte plan for only $169 monthly. Plus, it comes bundled with a free postpaid plan and free home phone service. We're saving over $200 monthly. It's an unbelievable deal. Perfect for families. Trust me, visit your nearest BTL office and ask about DigiNet today.
Now available in Corozal. Coming soon to San Ignacio.
Good morning, and welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. It's exactly 13 minutes away from 8 o'clock. We are discussing with the Honorable Minister Elodio Aragon, area representative for Orange Walk East. Minister, I would like to ask you to try to break down this situation with the emergency areas in Belize City so that our citizens, our radio listeners, and our TV viewers can understand what this is all about.
Well, basically, I think if people have been watching the news lately, I didn't get a chance to watch the news last night. But what I know is that the Ministry of National Security has basically enacted an area of Belize City as a crime-ridden area in terms of for security reasons, and this is will give the police the ability to go into these areas and basically pick up people who are out there committing these heinous crimes in terms of the shootings and murders. And this is the step that the Ministry of National Security has taken, and that is what is being done right now. I think this has been done in terms of designating certain areas. That has been done in the past, no two ways about it. What is different with this one is that the GG has enacted something that will allow the police now to pick up certain people, people who are well known to the police. This will not affect the law-abiding citizen, none at all. And I know the police department is ensuring that is the case, that we're not getting no innocent person by mistake, etc. This is ensure that we get the people who are out there committing these crimes, and that is what is being done right now. I think we're in the second day of this operation, And we are, I guess, as we progress with this, we will see how this works out. But definitely, the ministry believes that it is necessary, so we could ensure that we maintain that control over what is happening on the ground. Because the reality, Checky, you have these shootings. These people are shooting each other, killing each other.
Yeah.
We had a number of incidents over the last weekend. You know, and these things are of concern because they put fear in the lives of innocent people out there. You know, the law-abiding citizen who get up every morning, gets ready, goes to work, come back. They work hard to provide for their family and kids, etc. These are the families that are affected on a day-to-day basis. The business people, you know, we have to open their shops and are being afraid to be robbed and all these things. So the state has to come in. The state has to come in and set its foot down and send a clear message that this will not be tolerated. And I guess that is what is taking place right now. And, you know, I just being at the Ministry of National Security, you know, we have discussed this a lot, and we are seeing this through. And definitely, we are hoping that this will have the desired results for
How long you
us,
expect?
you know.
How long you expect that to last?
Well, right now, I think the GG, in terms of the order that was written, I think it gives for 30 days.
30 days.
30 days, you know.
That doesn't affect the law-abiding citizens that live in the area, right?
Well, it does. It does to a certain extent. I mean, because when you get up and you walk out of your door, you might see a heavy police presence, you know.
But isn't that good that you could feel, well, you're well secure because you're seeing the police around?
Yeah, well,
people like the police, right?
Not only that, but, you know, I mean, you're not used to these things. We're not a militarized state where you get up and you're used to see the military and police all over the place. But, you know, it's always good to know that the police department is working out there, and I will be the first to apologize to any law-abiding citizen out there who has had to go through some kind of inconvenience because of these things, you know.
Right.
We'll have more checkpoints, we'll have more police present in certain areas. Police might end up the SACHO. Certain things like this within these areas might come about, and of course it is an inconvenience. But at the end of the day, I want to assure the public that the law enforcement, yes, the law enforcement authorities will do its utmost best for make sure we not have nothing to do with law-abiding citizens. This is specifically targeted. This is intelligence-driven in terms of people who are known to the police. Okay. And I will tell you, you know, I mean, nothing is perfect, but in these operations, we are hoping that at the end of the day, the people that are targeted are the people we deal with, you know. But these are just the way it is right now.
Right. Minister, we know that you had a very successful Mundialito competition in the East, and I understand you had some other sporting activities in Palmar and other area in the East. Can we touch a little bit?
Sure, man, sure. That would be my pleasure, you know. During the summer program, and, you know, it's been a while since I haven't come here, but like I said, Checky, every month I want to come to highlight the great work of the East, because we have been working. I you know, rest from work, you know, work every day I get up, I have to do something. I have to see something happen in my area. And every week, every month, we make sure something good is taking place. And I will tell you right now, I would like to divide up of what has transpired within for this summer in two areas. One, in all the summer programs, because every year I do these programs. And I would just like to highlight some of these programs because these are great things that have been happening in the East, right? And this is apart from what I would call the work that I do in our divisions. And right now, I would like to say, when it comes to our summer programs, the big thing we had, one of the biggest thing was the Mundialito, the Aragon's Mundialito. Yeah. And this is a Mundialito that has always been done before. But this year, I basically became the major sponsor for the Mundialito. And that is why we got the rights to name it the Aragon's Mundialito. We donated a total of $4,000 in cash for this Mundialito. We assisted with all the trophies for first, second, and we also give out all the medals, you know, for this tournament. That is what we sponsored. So it's at least $5,000 we sponsored. Apart from that, you know, we give it some radio footage which we want to improve upon next year. And I will tell you that Mundialito was a big success, has always been a big success. And why I support it is because of the kids. you know, this is something positive that we get our young people involved in sports, in positive things from an early age. And that is why I go all out and I said, you know, how long I wanted to sponsor Mundialito. We always have the Aragon's Christmas Cup. We always have basketball tournaments for older kids, etc. But the Mundialito goes down to our youngest persons in this country. And that, to me, is so important. That's why I got all out for the Aragon's Mundialito. And, you know, this was along with New Horizons, with Mr. Chato. These are some of the pictures, you know, in terms of the Mundialito that was there. I mean, we had a great final. You know, I mean, the football there, the trophies, etc. But so we went really all out to support the Mundialito, and I just want to big up Mr. Chato and New Horizons, you know, for organizing, because all I did was sponsor. They are the ones who carried out all the organization, the logistics, etc. Right?
The thing look like something real big, man.
No, man, big, yes, and these are our youngest people. You know, that's why I really appreciate it. Because it not only engages our youngest of the young, but it engages their parents to come out and support the kid. Nothing like when you go see your Olympic, then they kick ball, you know.
Okay, so
that is the best feeling, you know.
So the parents, they come out and bring out their family and so.
We had a massive turnout there for that Mundialito Cup, you know. So those are the things that we work on, you know, in terms of the Mundialito.
So that is finished now?
Yeah, that is over, you know, and that is one of our biggest programs this summer. You know, and the next big thing that we have, the next big thing that we did over the summer, well, we do a lot of big things, but the next big thing we did was our annual kids summer camp. And in this summer camp, this time, Checky, and I think if the guys could bring up the footage, the summer camp we did in Orange Oakis, we did it at the Louisiana Government School. Checky, this year we had the biggest turnout ever. We had over 200 kids showed up at the Louisiana Government School, and we usually do sports, but this year we incorporated them. Apart from football, basketball, and track and field, we also incorporated a kind of dancing course, and we also did a arts and craft. And I will tell you, the arts and craft, I was impressed with what these kids could do. You know, at the end of the day, we had over 200 kids that came out. You will see the pictures there of the arts and craft and the other things that they did and participated
so
in.
So that the kids
did all of those things, you know.
What, they look nice?
Yes, man. I mean, it was amazing to go there and see the amount of kids we had participating. First time it got so big, you know. So we had class sessions, we had other things. We had reading class too. Sorry about that, I forget about that.
Good.
We had a class where people could come in and just take a book and, you know, they sit together and read this book and discuss the book. So it was an amazing program. And I will tell you, every kid that attended this summer camp got a bag to help them to go to school with. You know?
Minister, it's something very good. But what would you say, because I know you have been in the law for a very long time before you get into politics, what this does to, what these types of, man, you got a big crowd there, man.
Yeah, man, we had a lot of kids.
What these types of program brings to the young people?
To me, it's all about engagement. You know, when you look at Belize City and you look at the crime rate and things, we ask ourselves, but where have we gone wrong?
Okay.
And I look at Orange Walk, I look at Corozal, and we say, where have we been going right? And where we have been going right is that we're engaging our young people from early. We're getting the parents to become involved with their kids. And I think that is a major part of our problem. You know, and it's sad to say, you know, I mean, we don't have that kind of family structure, those kind of things that people participate in at an early age in Belize City. You know, here in Orange Walk, I tell you, this summer program, for me, it's important. I go out of my way to get these things done because I know about the engagement, the Mundialito, the Aragon's Christmas Cup, what we do every year for engaging older youths.
That's coming again, right?
Yes, that's coming up right there, starting at the end of September. So all of this program, the kids summer program, all of this to me is about the engagement of our young people in positive things. And that goes a long way because when they go out there, they meet new friends, they get for socialize, they get for express themselves, they become better people at the end of the day. And it's all positive, not negative, and healthy likewise. So that was big for us. Apart from that, the other stuff that we had this year, this is a new program I've started, and it's going to be done every year, just like I'm doing these other programs. We had what I call the Aragon's Village Summer trips.
Aragon Village Summer
summer trips.
What is that?
What happens, I have taken, you know, because when I look at the East, for instance, I have 5 rural villages. You look at Santa Marta, what do the people do in Santa Marta? I mean, they're out for summer. What are the kids doing? You know, some of them just get up, might help the mommy or papi around the house or go to a field, whatever. So what I have done is allowed that I am paying for the buses. I organize a trip and I take them from their villages to a destination for them to, one, know their country, two, allow them to have an outing with their parents, etc. So even parents coming out, some of them even visit certain sites. Yeah. The site we chose this year was Lamanai.
Which is important.
Very important. One, to learn their culture, etc. We took the 5 villages of the east. I paid for the buses, as much buses each village could full. I paid for that. We organized it and we took them to Lamanai. And we have the pictures to show in terms, and I will tell you, I was out there for every single trip with the villagers, and I'll tell you, that was amazing. The first time I did it, I had this plan from last year, but I couldn't do it last year because of the funding. But by planning it, it assists me to program it for the summer. So this year, we did it, biggest success ever, because I mean, you have to sit and then you get a time to socialize with the villagers at the same time and talk to them. And they say, Mr. Aragon, you know what? I've never been to Lamanai. You believe that? I'm 40 years old and I never come to Lamanai yet. I know left my village per se.
Right.
And it was a big experience. And so we had
that's Lamanai right there?
Yes. Yes, that's a Lamanai. And we had for every village. I mean, I don't know, we transported a lot of buses. So we took them by village per village. Okay. And I took out from Santa Marta, Carmelita, Palmar, Champan Ridge, Tawil. I went out with them. I think this is Carmelita. And so we brought out the people, man. And I tell you, these people enjoy themselves. It's the first time I'm doing it, and I know next year I'm in trouble because we need far more buses.
Yeah.
But it is something great to see these people come out and get to know their country. The kids come out and they enjoyed it. And I did this for the 5 villages, you know, and it comes with a cost, but to me, it is something worthwhile that has united our villages, you know, in terms of our people in certain villages. They say, man, Aragon, I'm glad for come out for a little time. And I get to know the villagers a little bit more. I get to know and see their faces and smiles when they look at the howler monkeys out there, when they go and see the ruins and climb up the ruin. Some of these people have never been out there, you know. So, and this plan is something that I will do every year. And I will find a destination and take them out to our country. Okay. We have great things. Like I tell people, Americans come from far and pay the ticket, hotel, etc., to come to the very same places that we in this country don't go to.
Yes, yes.
You know, and I tell you, that was a big success. I enjoyed being with our villagers. You know, and so surprising, I took Palmar there. And you know, Lamanai has great roots and ties to Palmar. Wow. A lot of people didn't even know that history, but they learned it out there. And so, this was amazing. This was something great for us.
Yeah, let's share some text messages that we have here this morning, Minister. It said, morning, Mr. Aragon. I just want to know if you could help me with my son that is going to college. All right, what I'll have to give you that number so you can contact that. No? Then they say, Minister, we need to curb crime. We need to reestablish the death penalty. The only way here on earth, God commands the authorities by the Bible. Say this one say minister. Okay, it's the same one. It's the same one. Person sent it more than one time. They say, all right, this is a shout out for kids this morning, and they say, Mr. Aragon, thank you very much, and keep up the good work.
Yeah. Well, you know, this is always a pleasure for me to do these programs, and these are annual programs. Then we also had the Palmar 7-a-side competition.
What a 7-a-side?
That way, you know, use the whole field. You use like 1/4 of the field.
So that one goal and use, use the both goals?
No, there's different goals and use small goals.
Okay.
And if you ever go see 7-a-side and you want to see good football, you have to go to this competition at Palmar. They do it every year. Yes, yes. Okay. But I mean, this year I was there and it was amazing. They went to penalties. I mean, even how they scored a goal is amazing.
So it's a smaller goal.
Yes, a smaller goal. And every year we do this. But the amount of people that are coming out to this competition in Palmar, and I have to big up Mr. Dennis who organizes this. I support them financially. I will tell you right now, this year that is coming next year, we will make this an even bigger event because, you know, when it starts small, but right now I'll tell you it has gotten to a certain level where the whole village is coming out for these sports. And I will tell you next year, like I told Dennis, we have to sit down and really discuss and see how we do it in terms of how we give a better trophy. You know, I never in charge of trophies this year. I was in charge of the cash prizes, but next year we have to be involved because we want to give good things likewise in terms of trophies. Right. Maybe we'll leave bigger money, pour some more money for the first, second, and third. You know, we have to organize it, and I will tell you this was a big success likewise in Palmar. You know, and kudos to Elvis and the people who supported him out there, the village council and all those who might have assisted, because at the end of the day, this goes a long way to improving the community. And I will tell you, all of them major programs here during our summer goes a long way to talking about positive engagement for young people. And that is why these programs for me are important during summer. And I go out of my way, our committee goes a long way to get these things organized and to support these events and to get it happening in our area. And this is apart from all the work that we do. And I will get into those works, if you allow me, to highlight some of the great works and to show the pictures that we are doing.
Okay, we'll be highlighting those works, Minister, after the break, because we need to take a break. And when we come back, the Minister will be, you see, we're starting on this conversation, we elaborate on a lot of things that we touch. We shouldn't go into this so much because the Minister has a lot to discuss. But what we'll do at this time, folks, we'll take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we'll give the Minister the opportunity to discuss some of the projects that are happening in Orange Walk East.
The first two phases of the Hummingbird Highway Rehabilitation Project from the Belmopan Roundabout Junction to Saboon Bridge and Alta Vista Bridge to Dangriga Town has already made a remarkable difference for commuters and residents alike. These first two phases are a $16.5 million investment by the government of Belize. Under this project, the highway is being rehabilitated through improvement of the road pavement to create a safer environment for the public. Improvements, especially in the areas that pose a high risk to motorists, include the introduction of paved road shoulders, high visibility line markings, reflective road studs, bus laybys, and other features that will bring the entire road segment in line with internationally recognized standards. Additionally, the replacement of the existing single-lane bridges will reduce road user risks. These improvements will increase economic, tourism, and agricultural opportunities, further encouraging the social development of Belize, particularly in the south. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
A fast and reliable internet connection is crucial to the success of any business. That's why we at Pink Boutique chose DigiNet. Not only is it affordable, but it is service we can depend on to keep our business running 24/7. Plus, our DigiNet business plan allows us to stay ahead of the competition. For only $99, we get a dependable fiber connection at super fast speeds. Visit your nearest BTL office and ask about how DigiNet can enhance your business today.
Now available in Corozal. Coming soon to San Ignacio.
Notice the residents of rural communities in Orange Walk and Corozal districts. If you value your health and your children's health, you will dispose of your garbage only at approved sites. The disposal of garbage at any other location is illegal, and if caught, you can be fined up to $5,000. If you don't get caught, you can still suffer health impacts caused by these illegal sites, because illegal dump sites harbor pests such as rodents, possums, and mosquitoes that carry diseases. These can transmit those diseases to you and your children. In addition, the garbage you throw away illegally can contaminate water bodies near your community, the same water bodies you might use for recreation or other purposes. Only with your help can the Department of Environment ensure that Belize's development is safe for present and future generations. You can also contact your local village councils or Belize Solid Waste Management Authority for more information. The Department of Environment thanks you for your help.
There's no need to go across the border to enjoy sun, sand, and crystal blue waters. Belize's northern islands and reef are just a boat ride away. Go slow and immerse yourself into the Caribbean Sea or enjoy some fresh coconut water. Or pick up the pace on an island where locals can enjoy sandy beaches by day and feast on your fresh catch by night. Discover the Mesoamerican Barrier Reef and submerge yourself into another world where you can experience a traffic jam you will want to return. You can also make new friends along the way. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Residents of Dangriga now have their very own brand new modernized multi-purpose complex, compliments of the government of Belize. This $3.5 million investment in the cultural capital will host sporting events, cultural events, and shows, and can double as a hurricane shelter. Features include seating for 1,000, a fully FIBA certified wooden court, locker rooms with full bathrooms, a stage and changing rooms backstage, concession stands, office space, and ample parking. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show, folks. The time now is exactly 10 minutes after 8 o'clock. We are discussing with Honorable Elodio Aragon right here this morning. We have talked about some sporting activities that have happened. We have talked about the emergency areas in Belize City, but now we are in Orange Walk East. Minister, Orange Walk East, a lot of people might look for Orange Walk East and just figure that they're in the East area where the office there and run by the next era by Miss Grace, by Landis and Sons. But we know you have a lot of villages. Let's see what's happening in the village. Make us start with Carmelita. Is anything happening for the people of Carmelita from their era, Rep?
Definitely. Carmelita can't say Aragon has not put in his share of work. I work hard for every village in my constituency. I do my best for people in town with what we can. And I will tell you, in Carmelita, there's no two ways about it. The amount of work that we have been doing, and I hope these guys could put the pictures. One of the biggest things that we are doing is what I call the Carmelita Land Expansion.
Carmelita Land
Expansion Project.
I never know Carmelita got space for land expansion, man.
That is the only place in the east, and I will tell you, you know, I have looked all over. You look at Champan Ridge, there is no land because all the land around that village was given out, no forward planning in terms of a future expansion in that village. Tower Hill has no land. You know, all the land gone, half of that land that Tower Hill belongs to the Briseños. You look at Santa Marta, they have some land that we are working to give out to people. When you look at Palmar, well, they have their own land issue in terms of they manage their own land, so government does not get involved with that. And of course, the only place that has available land right now is Carmelita. And that is what we are doing right now. This land expansion work that we are doing in Carmelita, we are opening up roads. That means we are making land accessible to people. Many times we want to help people and we give them one land and the people don't know how to get to their land because they don't know where to. And then nobody going in a high bush.
Yes, yes.
So what we are doing, we are opening up the roads so people will have access to their land. Okay. You know, and that is what we are working on. This is a very expensive venture.
What part of Carmelita that?
This is the back of Carmelita, right adjacent to the last land in terms of where the last roads end. We are opening up more roads. So we are basically expanding the village right now. And
so that then lands where we give out the Carmelita E&B for the residents, mostly for the residents of Carmelita.
That's right, mostly.
So when there are lands open, about how much lots you figure will be available in that area, looking at what you're cleaning up right now, you're opening up the road, about how much lands you figure will be available?
Well, I guess we haven't got good enough lands. Not enough for the people in Orange Walk.
Well, we could never have enough lands, right?
It's mostly it's going to do well for the people in Carmelita Village, and that is the purpose. So the land expansion right now, to a large extent, is opening up these roads, giving people to access. We have a lots committee that is set up there along with the chairman of the village, and we will do our best to ensure that the people who get these lands are people who need the lands and will do well with the lands.
Right.
You know, because that is always our problem. But definitely that is where we are working to, and definitely the people in Carmelita, for the most part, will have a great opportunity in receiving a land. And that is always a challenge, you know, who and get the land at the end of the day.
And then
always, and so we are trying to do that as fair as possible in terms of people who will receive this land.
You have to go through all this list and say, okay, this person have 5 picnic, but then they live in a house, so they need a little more space, so I give one of them one land. Young people, give some young people some land. But Minister, what's your message to some of the young people out there? Because some of them give them lands and then some of them go sell it, man.
Yeah, well, that is always a problem, you know, but the fact is that we are going to work to ensure we do our best in how we issue these lands. And I ask people, when you get this land, you have to understand there's not an infinite amount of lands out there. Sooner or later, they don't have no more land. And right now we have villages who have no land. They don't have no land for a garbage dump or burial ground because there's no land available. So, you know, these lands and what we are doing in Carmelita will go a long way for the people of Carmelita. It is going to expand Carmelita. And I've always told people, the way I look on Carmelita, Carmelita will be what Ladyville is to Belize City. You watch it.
Yes.
It's going to get there. It's going to be the next second part of town because Orange Oaks has no land expansion in terms of the town side.
But talking about
we
that,
have to go out.
If you depend on expansion, then we need a police station up there.
Definitely. Well, all of this is in plan right now. And I will tell you, apart from the land expansion we are doing, one of the biggest things that will come to Carmelita is the first ever high school in the Orange Walk East division.
So that is coming?
That is coming. The funds have been allocated. It's just a matter of time now. They're at the preliminary work right now. The land has been secured in Carmelita. And by next year early, we're in a full swing in construction of this fully state-of-the-art high school. That means they're not just the building, you know. They're going to build it and they're going to equip that building for school. So it's going to go a long way for Carmelita and all the rural villages in that area. And of course the town, because sometimes even in a town with villages,
they got BHSA where people, they got BHSA where people from town go to BHSA too, and that's in San Lazaro, no?
Yeah.
So people from town will be able to access that high school as well.
That
is something very good. So that will be a reality. That will happen.
That will happen, and that will bring about jobs too for the people in Carmelita. So a lot of great things are happening in Carmelita, you know, and that is because we are working hard to bring these things about, you know.
Yeah, I was listening to your radio, I think it's about 6 months ago or 4 months ago, and I was listening to a broadcast coming live from Carmelita. I'm not sure if it was a school or a computer room. What was that occasion?
Well, right now in Carmelita, there's a lot of things that we do. For instance, we have what they call the East Community Outreach Project, which is we are working along with Ms. Lupeak, and what we do is trying to get healthcare to our rural areas. So we have these clinics that we do in each village. And, you know, thanks to the great work that the UDP has done and myself in getting that each village have their community center, we're able to send doctors and specialists there to give the basic services to our people. So we have that community outreach that we do. Other things that happens in Carmelita, for instance, we have right now we are renovating to a certain extent the community centers. That means we are giving them a new facelift in terms of paint, etc. In Carmelita, the chairman has basically is establishing a library for Carmelita, the community center. We have other plans in terms, I'm trying to bring about other projects within that community center.
Any plans
that
for
will benefit the people. Of course, that is in the making. We believe that by empowering our young people, we have to give them the infrastructure in terms, like, for instance, the computer labs. That right now, a computer lab is being done, is about finished already in Palmar. But again, we are supporting them in renovating their community center, a facelift in terms of the paint, etc. And so all of that we are doing right now for both Carmelita and Palmar. And like I said, Palmar already have their computer lab set up. It's a matter for us to do the inauguration and the works that we do, because we also give them funds, you know, for upgrade their community center to a certain extent. But like I said, so these are some of the things that are happening right now. And in all the villages we had over the summer, likewise, we had where we acquired some garbage drums, and we had the community village, respective village leaders come together from the UDP and organize, and we painted these drums, and they are putting them up in their villages now to assist with garbage collection.
Yeah, that place got any way for dispose of garbage? The
Well,
villages
not all. Yes, some have, and others don't. For instance, in Carmelita, right now as we speak, we have gotten approval from the Department of the Environment for a new garbage dump site in Carmelita. It's on government land, but you know, everything has to be planned. You have to get the OE involved. It's a process.
Yes.
But we are well underway for that, and Carmelita will have a proper dump site that can be managed. So
that dump site
that
will
is
be
what we
for
are doing.
Carmelita.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is already happening, and the chairman is really working hard. Elvis has championed this cause for the dump site, and I think he's doing a fine job on getting that up and running. So kudos to him for that. I think that is what we need. In Champan Ridge, well, you know, they are close to the dump site there,
right,
where the town takes its garbage. The sad thing is that the town council has littered that road with garbage, because, you know, when they carry the truck, garbage always is dropped on the road. I think we need to do something in terms of maybe covering the truck or something so those garbage don't fall. But the other villages, you know, they have their small areas, but these are things that the Department of Environment, I believe, must look into likewise. But we are working on trying to get these things done. Apart from that, of course, we continue with the work in terms of trying to upgrade certain roads in certain villages. In Palmar, we did the main road. Again, we fixed that up. We kind of open up some more roads. We have some other works that we are in plan to do. But likewise, in all the villages right now, we have the equipment in Santa Marta Road. We're trying to fix that road, that main road, because it needs some grading. But I will tell you, Checky, all the work that we are doing, we were in Santa Marta yesterday. Their pump went in on Sunday night, bringing in Monday morning, their pump went in. So there was no water on the village. The chairman called us and we mobilized. We've been able to get a new pump. We have pulled it out, and right now, of course, the only problem we have right now is since we have replaced that pump, we have the water not being clear. So they're working on that to ensure that we normalize that. I think it's all about how we remove the pipes and all of these things. But work is ongoing in terms of that. And I will tell you another big thing, and I want to highlight this, is the subsidies, the educational assistance that we give
what's that footage you are looking at right there?
That is Santa Marta. That is the replacement of the pump and the piping, you know, that we have done. We have done a lot of work in Santa Marta in regards to the water system.
So when people feel like nothing happened at Santa Marta, things are happening.
Of course, you know, when I first got into politics as a standard bearer and I got out to Santa Marta, you would believe that there are a lot of people who never again know water, had no access to water. But when we get in there, I lobbied and I was able to raise over close to about $50,000 worth of material in piping. I empowered the water board that is out there. I got the villagers involved, and right now, everybody has access to water right now in that village. There's nobody where can say they don't have access to water because the pipes are right there. So everybody, the water system has expanded itself. But when you expand our water system, then we have a lot of work to do to maintain the system.
Right, because
and that is what we are doing on a day-to-day basis. And right now, we had to replace the pump, like I told you, went in, and that has already been done. So it's just a matter for us to continue to ensure that the water is clear and good for the people.
Have water. When do I get electricity?
Electricity is there.
What, they got electricity?
Yes. Right now, we have been lobbying with BL to try to get 2 roads to be electrified, to put them power to posts and stuff, you know. So those are ongoing works because those won't happen as you ask for it.
So not because of village, they're so far from town, or you know have one big population, that means they can't get service as well, right?
They can. I mean, I think every village in the east right now has access to water and power. It's about expanding these services. And to a large extent, I think one of our greatest priorities, like in Santa Marta, Champan Ridge, and that is looking at how we expand electricity. So those are ongoing works that we do. And definitely these things to me are very important for for the people in these rural villages.
You were mentioning about the subsidy. Let's
yes,
go back
the educational. Right now in Orange Walk East, you know, we get a what you call like a subvention to a certain extent. They say, well, we have so many money available for Orange Walk East, and what I do with that, I invite people of the East to bring in their bills to me, and I cover that. But this program runs in May, and as soon as the money is over, well, that program comes to a halt.
Right.
But I do my best to try to meet the needs of our people, to assist them financially, because education is important, you know. And I always believe that we need to educate our people, because that is the biggest gift you could give your child, is an education, because he or she will be able to fend for himself. And so we go all out for this. And every year we have done it. I think we had a lot of footage where what we did this year, as opposed to just giving it out, I invited people to come. So I get to know the kids.
Right.
I get to know the parents a little bit more.
Because, personal touch.
Yes, man, we give it all. Let them know that, listen, it's through the great work of the United Democratic Party and your government that these things are possible. You understand me? And it goes a long way, and we work hard every year when that comes about. We really push on that to make it happen. You know, so in all the villages, work is taking place. One way or the other, works are happening, you know. In Champan Ridge right now, I visited the villages there in Champan Ridge to look at the re-registration process. And there's one or two little areas I found that we need to work on, and that is what I'm working on for them right now. It's just sad that we don't have a working committee in that village in terms of since it's you know, the village council is PUP, and basically they have not been doing anything. But the fact is that we still have to go and see what needs to be done and work towards these things. So we're looking at all these things, but I will tell you, for the most part, we have been working very hard to bring about all these projects for these villages. And there's a lot of things, and people not only hear about it, but they can see what is taking place in their villages. You know, we put up some lights over summer for Palmar. In Carmelita, we fixed some of the lights that were down. You know, these are ongoing process that we have to do. We had, for instance, in Santa Marta, we had Santa Marta Day. And the chair lady, I have to big she up, Miss Marta Julia.
Santa Marta Day.
What she and Mr. Chan and the whole committee there, Acuna and all these guys, came out and organized, and we had the biggest Santa Marta Day I've ever seen out there. Football, they had dance up till 11 at night. It was an amazing thing. People enjoyed themselves, and you know, they had the greasy pole and all of these things. First time I see so much people come out for a day like that, and I think that is a good sign, and we need to continue doing that. So there's so much that is happening. I tell people every day, we are here, we are working with our village councils, our committees out there, and things are moving in the villages. So I feel very good. I went out there for re-registration, and at all the villages we went, we had a very, very good turnout in the villages. There are still some people who need to register, but I'm confident they will come into town and get that done. So those are some of the things that are happening right now in terms of the works we're doing in Orange Walk East. But a lot of it has to do with improvement of roads, opening up new roads, trying to see how we get lights up and things like that. So, but a lot of things are happening, and a lot of things will happen in the coming year.
All right, Minister, we will take our final break of the morning, and then we'll come back and go on your agenda. We know the 10th they come to.
Oh, yes.
People look forward to celebrate a party for the 10th. We got independence coming up. But it's so good to know, to see from the footage there, and to hear that you are working in the East, and people could get that perception off their mind that they has to say, if he's a minister of police, then there's nothing he can do.
No,
but you are working here at Rep. So
we'll
take a...
And Chicky, just to add to that before we go to break, people must say, oh, the government. I'll tell you, all of them works that I do. Government not really give me no money. The subvention that they give me for my division, which is a small amount of money for run my office, etc., I have to go out and champion the cause of these things in terms with the community, and people who believe in me support us in these initiatives. Like when we talk about the kids' summer camp, the village trips that we do, these things cost big money. Just forget buses for all them villages. The Mundialito, I told you how much we give. We spent at least $5,000 cash in regards to these things. It costs money. But I don't sit back and say, well, government, you know, give me nothing, so I can't do nothing. I get up every day with my committee. We move about, we see what we can do, and we get together with the people, and we find one way or the other to get these things.
Yeah, you work with a plan.
We have to. We can't sit back. We can't expect government to do everything for us. I am working with government to try to do the bigger projects. But the projects, when it comes to the things that are important to our people, can't wait till I got a government back. I have to move. And that is what I do. Every day we get up, we are working for the people, because the people give me that opportunity to be here. Moreover, I gave them the commitment that I will work with them. And that is what we have been doing. So they're not like go and say, oh, because you're the minister, you do this. This has nothing to do when it comes to government in terms of what we are working. I do this because I believe in what I do in terms of our summer programs. I believe in our young people. And I believe in my community of the East.
Yeah, so doing that without the support from the government, that means all 31
we do get support, but I'm telling you, to a large extent, nobody they give support for the Mundialito.
Yeah, so all the 31 constituents, even the opposition, they could get things done because they get the subvention too, right?
Of course they can. That's right, and the subvention don't give you. It doesn't give you, because this is projects. We know talk about the people who come who really need the help. Yeah. That money does nothing. But if you have one desire to really work with people, and you're not there because you want it, you are there because you're committed, you're dedicated to work, my brother, one way or the other, the power of the people is great. We could get things done.
Folks, the time is exactly 8:30. We will take a break and we will come back with the final wrap-up. We are discussing with the Minister of Police, Honorable Elodie Aragon, who is the area representative for Orange Walk East. And when we come back, we'll have our final segment and wrap up right here. So don't go away. Stay tuned to the East Radio and to the Sugar City Morning Show on North Television Channel 10. And we'll be back after these messages.
Today. Now available in Corozal. Coming soon to San Ignacio.
You have an 8-cylinder powerful engine disguised as an aluminum alloy that spins at 8,000 revolutions per minute.
Goes like this. You think it's a turbo?
No, with a cleaning of injectors and a change of oil, you will run more efficient, my friend.
For those who understand the engine like it talks to you, we speak machine. Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
These sunny days are here, and whether it's for a picnic or in your kitchen, you need the meat. Gillette's Meat Shop proudly offers a variety of juicy cuts such as processed meats, ham, bacon, salami, longaniza, and sugar cure ham, just to mention a few. Enjoy our meats in beef, pork, and mutton. So for that healthy cut your family enjoys, visit us at number 18 San Antonio Road in Orange Walk, from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12:30 and 3 to 5 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Place your orders at 322-3486 or 322-2175 or even 610-4061. Send us an email at derekgillett31@gmail.com. Gillette's Meat Shop, fresh and processed meats.
Ay, qué rico.
Sign up today. Now available in Corozal. Coming soon to San Ignacio.
Six cylinders to pure potential and better performance.
It looks like it vibrates. You think it could be the horsepower?
With a quart of oil and the calibration of the injectors, it will start to get the washers again on the street.
We take a motor to its optimal level. We speak machine, Rush Rans, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Freshly extracted local honey. Perfect for today's dessert. And these locally produced onions, they are just the right size for my popular onion rings and hamburgers. And these cuts of sheep lamb, also grown locally, are just perfect for my succulent barbecue. When I think about my family's health, I buy local products first. After all, they are fresh and healthier. And if you do the same, you're shaping a brighter future for your community, your family, and yourself, as local spending circles back to you. Remember, when you buy local products, you are building a better Belize.
This message is proudly sponsored by the Food and Agriculture Organization, European Union, Ministry of Agriculture, and Belize Marketing and Development Corporation.
Why go anywhere else on vacation when an unforgettable experience awaits you right here in your own backyard? Explore southern Belize, home to the Cacao Trail, the historically rich Maya, and our illustrious southern heritage. Satisfy your sweet tooth with a cacao tour, relax by the river, or enjoy a basket weaving demonstration. Stop in for some delicious southern food. Come and enjoy some good old-fashioned southern hospitality. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. It's a wonderful, beautiful morning here, and we're having a good conversation with Minister Aragon here. Minister, earlier this morning we touched about the areas in Belize City, but let's get this call because we need to entertain our callers as well, right?
Sure.
Hello, good morning, Sugar City Morning Show. Hello, good morning. It seems like we lost that call. This one, someone said, I want to give thanks to the Honorable Aragon for the sponsorship, a cash prize for 8-ball pool tournament this Sunday at Darvis.
Yes.
Yeah, they are in the east as well, no?
Definitely. And you know, we sponsor a lot. I tell you, there's so much thing I know.
You can't remember.
I don't remember all, I know capture all, but we have, I think this weekend, we have at Anubis, we have Darvis. Darvis is having a tournament I'm sponsoring. Right. And also we have Anubis on the Palmar Boundary Road.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Where Tanisha have a place. They're having a tournament there too. You know, so you know, we sponsor that. I give them and I assist them with the cash prize for these tournaments. And you know, I always feel by contributing, these are positive things. I always talk about positive engagement. You know, and positive engagement, not only for the older folks, we have to start from very young, right up, every level. We have to have positive engagement. If you're a young person at the age of 18 and 20 odd, I mean, if the pool are your thing or dominoes are your stuff, that's a positive engagement. We have to organize for you to be positively engaged, as opposed to not doing anything and being out there on the negative side.
Yeah.
So, you know, all of these things, when they come to me, I look at it. We sponsor a lot of teams, you know. I sponsor a lot of teams in trying to help them with a uniform, you know, for their football and the competitions they engage with. You know, so we do a lot to help people. And these are, to me, those are on a everyday basis in terms of when they come about. I do my best to help and getting funding for them. I do my best to help fund like our young people who are engaged with drums. You know, I always help them every year, you know, to prepare them for September, you know, for the uprising band. So there's a lot of things I do, and a lot of these things don't even come to light because, you know, there's so much of these things, to me, those are the normal course of the work of a representative. The greater things then I want to highlight, because those are the things that really that impacts our community, and there's no greater work that we can do as leaders and representatives of our communities than working with the communities, for the communities. You know, these are the things that I think is important. I mean, I think when people elect you and give you that opportunity to serve, that is exactly what they do. They give you an opportunity to serve and lead them. And that is what I take serious commitment to. You know, I tell you, I have a good committee that works with me, and together we get out there in the villages, and I, no matter how big the problem, I will go out there and we will see what we do. And one good example of this thing is the New Land of Santa Marta, the road that connects Santa Marta to New Land. And I will tell you, a lot of people in Orange Walk don't even know where New Land is. But it is a Mennonite community out there, and for people who don't know the importance of that road, it is because it connects the people of Santa Marta to New Land. And New Land caters to a lot of employment from people from Santa Marta to work in their current fields, etc. So that road is tremendously used for them. The road, part of the road is in what they call the forest reserve. So we have the rangers there. So we had the people from New Land wanted that road fixed. So how we get it fixed? Because you can't just go into one forest reserve and just go do that work, you know.
True.
You can't. There's a lot of things we had to do. So I was able to organize a meeting. We get in the people from New Land. We got in people from this is the meeting we had with the Mennonites. I brought in the village council and people from Santa Marta. I brought in people from the rangers, from the forestry. We brought in, we had meeting in Santa Marta. We had to go way to Belmopan to sit with the minister. We were able to negotiate and say, you know what? We have to have a win-win situation. We need to fix this road. The Mennonites are willing to put the equipment. Santa Marta will support. We will support. And at the end of the day, everybody came out winning on that. And the road was fixed well. We removed some of the hills that gave trouble to equipment rolling in. And that is the way we worked on that. And it reminds me of the St. Pete Road. Right now, if you ride that St. Pete Road, I remember when I first got there, that St. Pete Road was in a terrible state of repair. Terrible. Trucks couldn't pass, etc. Today, after the continuous, every year we put in work. That road right now, I don't really want to say an all-weather road, but sometimes Mother Nature brings in a lot of water. But I will tell you, from what it was to what it is today, it's a big difference, and I feel so good about that. Every year, I ensure I send equipment there to continue to work that road. And this is the kind of thing I believe that we are there to serve. You know, we are there to serve, and I always look at myself as, in politics, that I'm there. I know I'm there forever. I've always told people I'm here now. I'm here with my commitment, and as long as I have that commitment and desire to work with the people, I will do that because it is my community. I feel so good for know that I impacted somebody's life, whether when they were sick, whether when they had hardship, whether when their community never have water, I gone out and I get this water for them. Those are the things that I feel so good about. And like I tell you, when we did this summer trip for the kids, you know, just for see the kids and parents come out, and I meet people who tell me, Saragon, man, I never believe we have that kind of thing that believes. Or it's my first time coming to Lamana. For me, we might take that for granted.
I know,
but there are a lot of people in this country who have not visited these Maya sites.
Right.
And it goes a long way. You know, just that to me is priceless. And that is what I appreciate a lot. And that is why I stay engaged in our community. Now, a lot of people say, oh, Mr. Aragon, but we're not sure. I've been around, but you know, and the truth is, the East Division is a huge division. We are close to 8,000 registered voters alone. You know. We have 5 villages. We have the town part, which is huge. And so it's every day is a challenge. And I tell you, everybody will know me. They come to me, I do my best Sometimes we have success, sometimes we don't, we have to go back. Sometimes it's back and back, because like dealing with immigration. They're not just I walk in and I say I want this problem solved. I walk in and I have to find out, they have to work on it tomorrow, next week pass. It's an ongoing process. You have to be behind these things, you know. But I feel so good when I could get my money lease. I say, why your lease come through, or your purchase price came through, or you see your title, you know, and it takes me time. It makes me feel good that I'm working and trying to assist people. But it is frustrating at times when even me, you know, to get these things going, because I have to depend on other ministries, other people. But I don't give up, you know. These are things in life we have to stay on. So it's a great pleasure to be working with the people in Orange Walk East, and you know, it's always good to meet them.
You say morning, will Mr. Aragon have clinic today?
I'll be around town today, because I'll be in and out of office today. Yeah.
Okay. Minister,
when you can drop to the office, because if I'm not there, I have other people who are there, my secretary and others.
Okay. When it comes to the situation, we see all parts of Belize have been designated as emergency areas. What are we looking at when it comes to the statistics crime for the Orange Walk district?
Well, in Orange Walk, well, I know well, when you look at crime overall, we don't have a major crime problem in Orange Walk. I think the last couple of months that I was looking at, we had an increase in some burglaries in Orange Walk. That is, to me, one of the biggest concerns. And so we've directed that the police look and focus on these areas. In terms of murders and that, you know, of course we had that incident there that we saw the loss of lives of two persons. But I do think those are isolated instances. That's not, you know, those are not a day-to-day trend here in
let's take this call. Hello, good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
I want to check out. I want to mention about death row and Commando. Go ahead. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, go ahead.
Just go on the volume for television.
You from Champarish and Alamia, Commando to Champarish. Will that ever be paved through there?
Well, we will work on trying to pave that. That is those are the big projects I'm talking about. That are not really 2,000, 4,000 projects. That project costs about, estimated how we have spent that it's going to run close to maybe $1 million, because then only the main road you have to do.
Yeah, it will be well done.
Well done, and moreover that you have the airstrip that is there, which whoever paves that stretch with, I want to see that plus from the airstrip to the highway.
Yeah, then when a raised road, you have to see if you have to put in culverts. Hello, good morning, Sugar City Morning Show. Buenos días, señor.
Yeah, Dodo, what's up? Yes.
Pregunta, ¿se cree que va a haber un shift? Pues tenemos que tal vez hay más de 8,000 votantes registered voters en Orange Walk East. ¿Será que el Elections and Boundaries Commission countrywide va a componer, va a quitar o poner o cambiar el Orange Walk East como está? What the opinion about will it stay as is, o puede que cambie, hagan shift al más calle del pueblo, o something like that, ¿me entiendes?
Sí, yo te entiendo. Yeah, what he's referring to is what they call redistricting. Well, re-registration is ongoing right now, and I think that will give the election and boundaries a good insight of where people are.
They are the one to decide, no?
Yeah, they will look at that, and you know they have their ways on how they will analyze it, and that will be a way where maybe they say, you know what, Orange Walk East is so big, may need redistricting, but that whole redistricting discussion has to be done, and I don't think we have gotten to that real level to look at the numbers, and I think re-registration is just finishing the mass registration, and I think we need some more months to look at it and see if it is feasible and all of these things. At this point in time, I don't think anything will change. I think we will continue where we are. That is just my opinion, but I understand what the caller is saying, because we have to be real. I mean, when you go on constituency where it gets so big, it is not just that you have one representative who can't service the whole area, because it's gotten so big, and then you have another area, the Belize City, we have about 3,000 odd people, and then you there in this district, they manage close to 8,000 people. It's tough.
Yeah.
And the resources no line up properly.
Yes,
and,
okay.
You know,
all right, so that some things for shift not only this, but the other constituency,
yes. It has to be looked at on a whole, you know, so I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see if that will be. Yeah, man, gracias.
Thank you very much, Dodo. But he spoke about that redistricting. Minister, I heard you mention on one of the interviews on television about your personal perception, your personal idea of going to the ICJ. What's your position on that now?
To me, I'll tell you, like I've always told people, this decision of going to the ICJ, the decision in terms of the referendum, how you will vote, that is something that everybody has to look on and make that decision. And for me, the best way you can make a decision is that you must be informed. You have to read, and not just for watch Facebook and say, oh, say what they say, so my vote and no. You have to educate yourself. This is, to me, this going to the ICJ is not a political thing, should not be a political thing. It should be a national thing, because this is a national issue that not only affects me and you, Checky, it will affect our generation in the future. Right. It affects everybody right now. You know, my personal thing is that we should go to the ICJ. I believe that the opportunity is right for us to go, and we need to go and take this to the ICJ. I say in no way how Belize will not win this case, and in no way I say that anybody will take away any of our lands and give Guatemala. And if we go to the ICJ now, or we go to the ICJ next 2 years, it is the same arguments we will have to use. Nothing will change.
Nothing will change.
Nothing will change. And I think we need to settle this matter once and for all. And from what I've read and from what I've seen, I mean, we have the best chance to go there. The PUP had championed this for years, that we have to go, let us go to the ICJ. Now then they backpedal. And a lot of them are backpedaling. Why? Because they are making this a political thing now. And one of the biggest things, they don't want that this matter is solved under the UDP. Because people have said, why the UDP solved this issue?
Okay. So you got political.
You know, of course, people take things political in everything. We look at the operation taking place in Belize. The leader of the opposition comes out and basically come up with no solution, but yet he's not happy with this operation. He's not happy that they tell him before this and that. That they make things political. We are dealing with the issues, and we need to deal with the issues in this country.
So to your belief, you believe that if the People's United Party would have been in government at this time, they would be saying, let's go, let's go.
Of course, without a doubt, they are the ones that pushed this issue in the start.
So why?
You understand me? All the experts, everybody, the documentary proof out there where all of them come out and say, we need to go to ICJ. It is time we settle. We have a good case from Lisa Schumann down to Musa down to everybody there has said this thing. Now, there's not time because we're not getting a protocol set out as our student. Because we don't have confidence in a foreign minister. Listen, it's not going to be the foreign minister out there championing this cause. It's going to be the liars that we have, which we believe will win this case for us, without a doubt. I not say how Guatemala has no claim, my brother. We have been in this land for so many years. We have our borders intact. We have maintained these borders. We have our own sovereignty. I mean, come on, nobody in the right mind, no judge and take away piece of land and give Guatemala.
Yeah, and it's not right for us to put up a fight against Guatemala, Belize and Guatemala fighting for territory, right?
We can't fight. Listen to me, Guatemala have an immense army compared to Belize. They could walk over way any day, and that is a fact. Well, you know, that is a fact. We have to ensure that we, on the international, from the United Nations to the ICJ, we deal with this matter. And I think that is the way for us to go.
Hello, good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, morning.
Good morning, Checky.
Morning, sir, morning, tell me.
Jesus.
Yeah.
TV.
Well, a lot of the region will live America, right? They come in for this September celebration. And I could guarantee you a lot of them will register in our job, especially in our job central. And you know the wooden kind of people, right? And well, matter of fact, in our Zoom, I saw a lot of register people when I live in the area, as well as in Baker Street and the government. Right? So how we can register the people who are not living in the areas because I tell you facts, there's a real thing. And we need to stop on this because we can get a bit last minute. Then the people are bringing the foreigners and I say because they're not here. Right? So I'll vote for this election. We're not concerned them because they live in America, they live in America, they live in Cancun, they live in Carmen, they live in Botas, they live in the Riviera Maya. Right? So the people who can register now, we need to restrict this thing because to a lot of people when they register in the Lovazine, they don't live the Lovazine. And I could pinpoint all of the houses up. And the Lavalian, what on Baker Street, the Pier Street, I see a lot of newcomers, when the see people they live outside of the lease, then they register. Especially this September right now coming, you know. I know about some couple of families will come in with a heard with these, where they come just for register, they don't come for celebrate this 10th or 21st, they have the opportunity to come, and they want to come and register and go back. And then they live in America. Some of them and the commission all over the Riviera. So I think we have to get serious for this registration and start let them know that let people know that believe. Right? Thank you for the nice work you're doing in the East, boss, and continue working. That's what the people like. When we have our representatives, we work for the people. When I go in Jack Central, Jamie did that for nearly 35 years. I know them nothing for Jack Central. So they were due for time up on this next general election, and they will the journey regarding the next. Thank you very much because you see, Mama Jerry, he down there the walk of the National Assembly again.
Yeah.
You know what I said? You $285 million with the people, you know? What a Ralph Fonseca, and when you're not going to talk about Ralph Fonseca, and you know, the Minister of Finance and Time, when the election they happen, you know, the money, you know? Ralph Fonseca, Sayed, Johnny, Francis, they I 54 right now, and I've been and I've seen what the disaster we're living right now. Thanks to that POP, we live down with it. Because $1 billion when I play with for 10 years, I'm not nice for this country.
Yeah.
I don't want to take much of the time, but have a nice day. And looking forward to see you person, so can I give a speak to you?
Yes, ma'am.
I think a really serious issue about this registration, especially in the Georgia Central.
All right.
We need to get rid of that. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
All right. Thank you, Carla.
What's your answer to that?
Well, when you look at the re-registration process, of course, the issue is always there to talk about what about the people who are not living in Belize. They are Belizeans, but they don't live in Belize.
Yeah.
And that is a matter for election and boundaries to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, there's a verification process that if you say you live here, then election and boundaries have to go check that you're there and all of these things. So that is a matter for what I would have said would have to be for election and boundaries. And for people who are registering in areas they don't live in there, that is why the election and boundaries have to have people to go out and verify these things. And, and this is strictly a matter for election and boundaries, you know.
Right. Well, Minister, it's 2 minutes away from 9 o'clock. We have touched a lot this morning. Very good projects that you mentioned. Congratulations for doing so much work in your area. And I know you help people from other areas as well, which is good. What's your message to the general public? We are in September, the celebrations is here, the 10th day, the 21st.
Well, you know, I just want to take this opportunity to wish every Belizean, especially the people in Orange Walk Town and of course the people in Orange Walk East, very safe and enjoyable September celebrations. I want you all to come out. This is our national month. It is a month for us to celebrate our independence, the Battle of St. George's Key Day. It is a festive month for Belizeans across this country, and I just want to ask everybody to be safe out there, to be security conscious. I mean, you know, we're going to jump up, or we're going to the 10th, we're going to the 21st for watching nice fireworks, etc., you know, and to be with our family and friends. Remember, secure your house. Don't let your door open. Don't let your windows open. I mean, we live in the real world right now, and there's people who are looking for opportunities out there to you know. So we have to ensure that we do a part likewise to secure our homes, you know, to safeguard our families, you know. And it's a festive month, and when you have a lot of festivities, alcohol is always around. For those people who drink, I ask, no, listen, get a designated driver. We have had, if you look at our statistics, a lot of our people die on our highways. And a lot of these deaths are attributed to people driving under the influence. And these are tragic incidents, you know, because I'll tell you, I've been when I was a police officer, the amount of traffic accident scenes that I've arrived, and it's not a nice sight. And it is a devastation in terms of one person, what one person driving under the influence could take away the lives of a whole family.
Yes.
You know, so these things are really impactful on our community. I ask everybody, you come out, get one designated driver. Let us keep off the highways if we are drinking, in terms of don't get behind the wheel. You know, I ask that, because, and then we could have, all of us could have an even safer, better September celebration. So I just want to big up all our people out here in Belize, and ask you all to have that safe celebrations, you know, for September. And, you know, I always look to September because, you know, we always like walking at a parade.
Yeah, true.
And hail people and you know, be with friends and family out there. It is always a good thing, you know. You meet people, like they say, coming from abroad, you know, so for the longest, you know, they came down for vacation and to celebrate with us. So those are great things. But, you know, I just want to tell people, let us have a safe September, safe and secure September celebrations. And also I want to let the people of Orange Walk East know that I am here, I remain committed, and I thank the great Lord for continuing to give me good health, because that is the most important thing in our life. You know, it's not about money, it's not about nothing else. It's about having that health and strength that we could get up every day and do something with our lives to impact the lives of others and our communities. I think that is the greatest gift, because in a day, we come and we go in.
Yes,
it
true.
is what we do with our life that has the most meaning. And you know, I've always told people, why are I going to join police? Is because I want to serve. I wanted to serve from a long time, and those are meaning ways that I feel I could impact my community. I'm here in politics. This was the last place I ever thought I was going to be.
But today, no.
I know the India. And to me, leaving politics whenever I go, I want to know that I have contributed to my nation. I've contributed to the people of Orange Walk East that I serve, that gave me the opportunity to be here. And so I want you to know I have that desire and drive to continue to work for you all. And that is what we are going to do. And we are going to get these things together. We're going to work together as we have always done with our communities, as we continue to move the Orange Walk East Division ever so much more forward always, you know.
Well, Minister, we'd like to thank you for coming to the show. And, you know, we have our open policy here, and we expect to have you back before the 21st.
That's right. I want to be here, Checky, once God permit, every first week of the month, so we could discuss the issues of the past month. So, because I think there's a lot of political issues that is not touched on, and all you hear in Orange Walk is the POP version, Fiesta FM, the morning show, and I'll be frank with you, a lot of those things they speak about, they give it their own side. We see where the POP did at the house, when they say, oh, this UHS that the UDP cars, this thing, you know, which, I mean, if people know the history of what is happening there, they will understand what the POP did was illegal, unethical, immoral, what they did to the Belizean people.
Okay, well, we will definitely welcome that and look at it, how we can get you in the schedule to be here so that we can continue informing the people. Somebody say good morning, Checky and Minister. Keep up the great job from the people from Champine Ridge, especially from the Padron family. So,
thanks.
Minister, once again, thanks.
Yes, man.
It
My
has
pleasure.
been a pleasure.
My pleasure.
I want to wish yourself and your ministry, everybody in the ministry, the best. The people in Orange Walk East at the office as well, and your immediate family, all the best for today and the September celebration. All the best, and we want to, like say, remind you to come back again.
Oh man, I'll be here.
Yeah, and this show repeats tonight at 9 o'clock right here on this same station, Channel 10. It's all day on YouTube. Just go on YouTube and look at today's date and you will see it. We'd like to thank everybody who tuned in on the East Radio as well to hear us. My name is Robert Checky Usher. We'd like to thank everybody in the control room, everybody who viewed the show, everybody who called, everybody who sent texts, or you just listened to the show. A big thank you. So we want to say until some other time when we're here again, have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day.
Sugar City Morning Show.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best